In January of 2008, nearly 2 months after his father died, Marbury had season-ending ankle surgery. In May, Isaiah Thomas was replaced as coach by Mike D'Antoni, who had coached Marbury in Phoenix. It was a fresh start for Marbury.
When Stephon got to training camp, he was slimmer, he was more toned, his explosiveness was there.
I worked my butt off. I was coming to dominate. I didn't care who it was, I was coming to dominate.
And then came the 2008-2009 season opener against the Miami Heat. Marbury sat and waited and watched.
So when they told you that you were not going to play?
He never told me that I wasn't gonna play.
So how did you find out?
I sat my butt on the bench and I watched the game. That's how I found out.
I think what they basically were trying to do, without saying as much, was to present a new face. Stephon Marbury and all the baggage that he had is part of the past.
Marbury didn't play in the next 10 games. The Knicks were essentially paying him $21 million not to play. Marbury says they agreed to trade him or to buy out his contract. But in late November, the Knicks roster was depleted by trades and injuries. D'Antoni twice asked Marbury to play.
I was like, no, I'll pass. I want to continue moving forward like you guys said y'all wanted to do at the beginning of the year when you said you didn't want to utilize me and play me because you were going in another direction.
Why didn't you want to play?
Because they didn't want me to play at the beginning. He didn't want me to play.
For someone who loves the game so much and loves to play,
it wasn't about that.
Matter?
He didn't want me. He didn't want to coach me. He didn't want me at the beginning. He said, I don't want you on this team, so you're not gonna play.
Unable to reach a buyout with Marbury, the Knicks banished him from the team. But in mid-December, while still in exile, Marbury bought a courtside seat to a Knicks-Lakers game in Los Angeles.
That was a little awkward, don't you think?
To who? It wasn't awkward to me. I was going to watch a great basketball game. And it was. It was a really good game.
Your teammates, they didn't really acknowledge you there. That didn't hurt?
No.
In March, Sports Illustrated polled 190 NBA players, asking them who they'd least want as a teammate. Marbury finished at the top of the list with 22% of the vote. Ron Artest finished second with 9%.
This is what's being written without all of the facts being there. I can't tell my side when I got all of these different people telling their side.
There is a side of Marbury that is often overshadowed by Starbury. He's developed an affordable $15 sneaker. Throughout his career, he's donated over $5 million to charity and provided free haircuts to underprivileged kids at his Coney Island barbershop.
I think he does have a big heart. He's always given back to his community.
People don't talk a lot about the charity work that you do. You don't hear that a lot.
It's okay. It only matters what's going on with the people who's receiving the blessing.
After 5 losing records in 5 seasons, Marbury and the Knicks finally reached a buyout on February 24th.
I really do believe that he feels that he did as much as he possibly could have done. If you don't win and things fall apart, then you have to recognize that there is some blame to go around.
In need of a backup guard, the Celtics signed him on February 27th. Marbury played that night, his first game in more than a year. He has averaged just 18 minutes with the Celtics, but has embraced his role.
I mean, it's new, it's brand new because you haven't had that feeling before. To be around the champs every day, to be able to hear the positive energy, the positive love.
Marbury has never been to the second round of the NBA playoffs, but regardless of whether he gets there, his legacy will likely be as complicated as he is.
You look at his career in New York, they handed him the keys to the franchise, but when all was said and done, he basically drove it off a cliff, and that's how it's going to be remembered.
How do you think that you'll be remembered in New York for Knicks fans?
I really don't know. I'm only worrying about how I'm going to be remembered by the Boston fans.
So how do you think you'll remember it from the Boston fans?
It's a guy who came in, you know, at a time when they were trying to repeat, and he came in and tried to do everything that he was supposed to do to help win the championship.